Pepsi emojis. Say it with Pepsi.
Hi, this is Hall of Famer Carlton Fisk. Make your plans today to visit Cooperstown and the Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum.
There it goes, a long drive. If it stays fair, home run.
Reconnect with your memories of the game and make new memories with your family. Check out baseballhall.org today for more information.
Carlton Fisk had a lot of little boy in him right there, Joe.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, preserving history, honoring excellence, and connecting generations.
Now back to the ballpark on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Welcome back inside GCS Credit Union Ballpark. TJ Weber with you on the broadcast here on the Grizzlies Media Network. I apologize for any technical difficulties that may have happened. Welcome you back inside, though, as the Grizzlies at the moment will look to get something going. 4-1 Gateway here in the home half of the 6th inning. Terry McClure will be the batter. Righty versus righty. And the first pitch. So a fly ball will go back to the backstop. Makes it 0-1, nobody out. In case you missed it, Grizzlies got the first 2 outs at the top of the 6th. Then a walk, single, loaded the bases for Chris Sweeney. Vince Molesky, though, did a great job of striking out Sweeney. Swinging a miss in the outside corner by Terry McClure, 0-2. Sweeney went down and loaded the bases to end the inning. So it was no runs off 2 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. So the Grizzlies get out of the jam. Here's the 0-2 to McClure. Breaking ball, a high fly ball to right field. Carrying a bit, now dies down. Coming in to his left is Sote. Makes the one-handed catch for out number 1. And of course, all Grizzlies strikeouts are brought to you by Julie. Don't miss the big game as a result of striking a utility line. Call Julie at 811 before you dig. It's smart, it's free, it's the law. Here's Jack Hranek. Grizzlies first baseman batting from the left-hand side of the plate. Full windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball will fall off the shelf that time. Hranek fell for it. 0-1, 1 out. Baez, full windup, the 0-1. Fastball low and inside for ball 1. Evens it up. Baez still going to work so far for the Otters. We have not even seen one reliever start throwing for Evansville thus far. There's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball low and inside for ball 2. We have seen a little bit of action, though, from the Grizzlies bullpen. Jackson Sigmund was up and throwing for Molesky back in that last half inning. Could possibly see him in the 7th. There's the 2-1. Breaking ball, swinging a chopper back to the Evansville dugout. 2-2, 1 out. Hranek so far 0 for 2. Fly out to left back in the 2nd. Struck out swinging back in the 4th. 2-2 count, 1 out. Righty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. Swinging a chopper now, headed towards 2nd. Allen picks it up. Takes his time, underhands it now to 1st. Segovia catches it for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down for Gateway here in the home half of the 6th inning. Still clinging on to a 3-run lead. That'll bring up Joel McKeith in the shortstop, one of the heroes in this ball game. 3 RBI double back in the 4th was the big difference. Put the Grizzlies up by 2. Get one more run from an RBI single by Dan Holst, and now it's 4-1 Grizzlies. First pitch is going to be in there on the outside corner for strike 1. Full windup by Baez, the kick, and the 0-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike 2. Ethan took a long look that time, not sure if he agreed with that call, but it's now 0-2, 2 outs. Full windup in the pitch. Fly ball go back to the backstop, keeps it at 0-2. Chris Rio Pedre, Nick Walker, and Brandon Sote. 8-9-1 due up for Evansville in the top half of the 7th inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Keith in a high fly ball headed out towards center field. Coming in now is Sweeney. Couple steps in. Kind of like camps under it. Trying to fight, I guess, the lights a little bit. Makes the catch for out number 3, and the inning is over. Grizzlies go 1-2-3. We move to the top of the 7th inning. Nate Gander has the call for you coming up next. This is Gateway Grizzlies Baseball, and this is the Gateway Grizzlies Media Network.
At her last birthday party, we had 12 kids and a clown in a 2-bedroom apartment, playing pin the tail on my throw pillows. This year, we have a backyard.
When you're ready to buy a house, a mortgage from U.S. Bank can help make it possible. Visit a U.S. Bank branch, usbank.com/mortgage, or call 855-434-HOME to learn more. U.S. Bank, the power of possible. Mortgage loan subject to credit approval. Interest rates and program terms are subject to change. Deposit and mortgage products are offered by U.S. Bank National Association, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
The Grizzlies Baseball Academy at GCS Ballpark is where tomorrow's stars train today. We specialize in professional baseball instruction and offer group, semi-private, and private lessons taught by experienced instructors and the most realistic hitting experience you'll find, the ProBatter PX2. The ProBatter PX2 features a multi-pitch machine with synchronized video display to simulate live Major League quality pitching. To schedule your lesson, call 618-781-8170 or visit GrizzliesBaseballAcademy.com. That's 618-781-8170 or GrizzliesBaseballAcademy.com.
The Illinois Corn Marketing Board is working to build demand and improve corn farmer profitability 24/7, 365. The Corn Marketing Board is investing your corn checkoff dollars in programs of work designed to build demand for your Illinois corn. Your corn checkoff work includes ethanol market expansion, locks and dams improvements, foreign market development, and public education. Your corn checkoff is working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Find out more about your corn checkoff at ilcorn.org today. A message from the Illinois Corn Marketing Board.
Now back to the ballpark on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Six innings gone here at GCS Credit Union Ballpark in Sauget. We go to the top half of the 7th. Nate Gatter back with you on the Grizzlies Media Network. Gateway has a 4-1 lead over Evansville in the first of this 3-game weekend series. Gateway trying to make it 5 straight wins, 4 in a row before the All-Star break, and now 1 here to start the second half. Vince Molesky's first pitch is a slider over the outside corner for a strike to Christopher Rio Pedre. Otters shortstop, who is 0 for 2, a fly out to right in the second, a ground out to short in the 5th. Righty on righty, Molesky winds and delivers. Rio Pedre slices one foul on the right side out of play, 0-2. Nick Walker to follow, and then the top of the order. Otters right fielder Brandon Sote against Molesky, whose next pitch will be number 100. Working into a 7th inning and his 9th start of the year. The 0-2 pitch. Rio Pedre lifts it into right center field. Blake Brown over to his right. He's under it and reaches up to make the one-hand catch above his head. 1 out. Molesky threw 5 innings of 1-run ball on July 2nd. July 9th in Washington. 8 shutout innings, only 2 hits. A hard luck no decision. The Grizzlies eventually won 2-1 in 12 innings. That was their most recent game before the 4-day All-Star break, Monday through Thursday. Back at it tomorrow for the second of this series. 6:50 we're on the air for the Budweiser pregame show. Here's the pitch to Nick Walker. He waves and misses out a slider, strike 1. First pitch 7:05 tomorrow night. Diego Ibarra for Evansville. Will Landschaft for Gateway. A couple of right-handers up against each other. Hour earlier on Sunday, 6:05 first pitch in the finale. Here's the pitch. Fastball down, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike on Walker with the bases empty and 1 out. Top of the 7th. Grizzlies 4, Otters 1. The windup and Molesky's pitch. Walker checks his swing on a slider low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. On the Otters' third baseman, who doubled and scored in the 3rd, then fly to center in the 5th. And the 2-1. Walker lines one into center field. McClure sprints over to his right, now slows and reaches up to make the backhand catch. 2 outs. Four-game winning streak for the Grizzlies, and over that streak, not only do they have a team ERA under 1, they have not made an error. Both teams error-free in this game. Evansville has out-hit Gateway. 1 run on 6 hits, no errors for the visiting Otters, and 6 men stranded. In the first 6 innings, 4 runs on 4 hits for the Grizzlies, no errors, and 2 men left in 6 frames. Here's the pitch. Brandon Sote takes a fastball that tails but stays over the outside corner for a strike. He struck out, fly to center, and fly to left in 3 trips. Left-handed batter has the navy blue socks pulled up just below his knees. Gray pants, navy belts for Evansville here on the road. 0-1 pitch from Vince. Fastball again over the outside corner. So thought it was too far out there both times, certainly the second, and Tom Swoboda liked both of them. Otters in their burgundy jerseys with white Otters all caps lettering across the chest, white trim, navy caps and helmets. 0-2 delivery. So takes a knuckle curve in the dirt, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Grizzlies in their home whites. Gold Grizzlies script in cursive across the chest. Navy blue belts and caps, gold numbers. Vince Molesky has the navy blue stirrup socks pulled up just below his knees. Dangles his right arm, ball in his glove in front of his face. Now the 1-2 pitch. Soates fouls it back into the screen. Gateway will have the bottom third of its order. Brian Lees, Evan Rogers, and Cody Livesey due up in the home half of the 7th, up 4-1. Trying to make it 5 straight victories. 1 here at home on the 4th of July, 3 on the road. Now the pitch. Broken bat number towards second base. First baseman Haranek came in. Hearn scoops it from second, but nobody's covering the bag. An infield hit for Brandon Sote. Jack Haranek will be kicking himself on that one. He could have gotten to the ball, but if he did, there's no way Vince Molesky can get over in time on a ball hit like that. It's one of those instincts that develops over time, but Grizzlies wouldn't have had Sote no problem if Haranek had stayed. But it at least gives him a chance. As it is, it looks like that's going to do it for Vince Molesky. Phil Warren, the Grizzlies manager, out of the first base dugout. Jackson Sigmund has been warming down the right field line for Gateway. And it appears that will be all for the Grizzlies ace. He's gone 6 2/3 innings, allowed 1 run on 7 hits, no errors. He has struck out 4 and walked 2. And Phil Warren will indeed take the ball from Molesky, who now over his last 3 starts has thrown 19 2/3 innings and allowed only 2 runs. Fans on the first base side coming to their feet. A well-deserved ovation for Vince Molesky. Probably his best start here at home this year. And he's starting to look like the pitcher he was, especially down the stretch last season. This game should drop his season earned run average under 4. It was well over 5 going into his last start against Washington. So Sigmund coming in. We'll step aside briefly. With 2 outs in the top of the 7th and Brandon Sote at first base, Gateway has a 4-1 lead over Evansville here on the Grizzlies Media Network. Back at GCS Credit Union Ballpark, we go to Jackson Sigmund here in the top of the 7th inning. 2 outs and the Grizzlies up 4-1. Josh Allen coming up for Evansville. Right-hand batting second baseman with Brandon Soto at first base after an infield single on a little broken bat roller to the right side. That does it for Vince Molesky. 6 2/3 innings. 1 run on 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. He's responsible for Soto at first. And Jackson Sigmund is in, side-arming right-hander who has no record, a 1.08 earned run average in 8 games. Righty on righty. First pitch fastball at the belt for a strike. Sigmund has struck out 18, walked only 4 while allowing 11 hits over 16 2/3 innings. His whip, walks plus hits per inning pitched, just .9. 0-1 delivery on the way to Josh Allen. He takes a fastball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Allen is 1 for 2, a double in the first inning, sac fly and an RBI in the third, and a fly out to right in the 6th. Sigmund threw a scoreless inning in the series opener last Friday, a week ago tonight in Washington. Only 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Here's the pitch. Allen checks his swing on a slider low and away. It looked like he might have gone, but evidently he did not. 2 balls and 1 strike. That was the first time Sigmund had allowed a hit since June 24th. Over 4 appearances, he threw 9 scoreless and hitless innings. Only 2 walks allowed, 12 strikeouts. 2-1 pitch. Allen takes a slider low, 3 balls and a strike. Reliever's equivalent of a no-hitter. 1 hit over 10 innings isn't half bad either. 13 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 hit and no runs over his last 10 frames. 3-1 pitch. Fastball outside, ball 4, and Allen has a walk. Only the 4th man now to reach in Sigmund's last 10 innings pitched. 4-1 lead feels rather comfortable, but remember the Otters have out-hit the Grizzlies 7-4. And now 2 men are on for Evansville, and Dane Phillips coming up, perhaps the most powerful hitter in the Frontier League. Among the league leaders with 9 homers this year, he came in 3rd in the home run derby on Tuesday night. And he's certainly capable of tying this ball game up with 1 swing, even without the short porch in right field here in Sauget. Left-hand batting catcher, he's walked, grounded out, and struck out. Right-hander Sigmund delivers. Phillips drives a high fly ball into right center field. McClure has a long way to go. Back and to his left, onto the track. He reaches out and makes the catch on the run. In front of the 381-foot marker in right center field, Terry McClure had a long way to go, and he ran it down. Dane Phillips nearly tied this ball game up. Instead, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left for Evansville. Time to stretch in Sauget. Grizzlies 4 and the Otters 1 here on the Grizzlies Media Network.
A Budweiser, a burger, and Thomas Rhett.
When you wake up in a different city every day, there's a comfort in being able to count on something familiar. And for me, that's a Budweiser and a burger. Los Angeles, Chicago, El Paso, big or small, loud or quiet, a Bud and a burger remind me who I am and to keep doing my thing. They take me back home. The best way to get my friends and family over to my house is to tell them that I'm about to grill some burgers and drink some Bud. Nothing fancy, nothing forced, no lights, no noise, no backstage pass required. That's a Budweiser and a burger. Cheers. This Bud's for you.
Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
GCS Credit Union offers Kasasa Cash Back, a free checking account that gives you cash back on all of your debit card purchases, not just on gas or groceries or restaurants. There are no points and no category restrictions, just pure cash back. You also get ATM fee refunds nationwide, and there is no minimum balance required to earn rewards. None of that, you must have $5,000 in the account to qualify business. Qualifications and rules apply. See financial institution for details. Member NCUA insured.
You're listening to Gateway Grizzlies Baseball on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Time for the home half of the 7th inning here at GCS Credit Union Ballpark in Sauget. Gateway 4 and Evansville 1, your score. Nate Gatter back with you on a Friday evening here on the Grizzlies Media Network. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Grizzlies. Brian Lees, Evan Rogers, and Cody Livesey. Righty on righty. Felix Baez winds and throws. Brian Lees takes a high fastball with some juice on it. 4-1. Lees has flied to right and struck out in his 2 trips. Baez works from the third base side of the rubber. He kicks and throws. Lees takes a slow slider that drops in for a strike. 1-1 the count. Strikeouts have slowed down for Baez. He had back-to-back Ks to finish out the 3rd inning, then struck out the side, albeit around a couple of hits and 2 walks as well. Lees fouls that one off on the first base side. He did that in the 4th, but no strikeouts through the last couple of innings. Although he set down 4 Grizzlies in a row, including Terry McClure, Jack Aranek, and Joel McKeithen, 1, 2, 3. In the bottom of the 6th. Nobody on, nobody out. 1-2 on Brian Lees. And the Grizzlies catcher calls time. Left-hander is throwing in the Evansville bullpen down the left field line. The Grizzlies lifted their starter, Vince Molesky, in the top of the 7th. He threw 6 2/3 innings of 1-run ball. 1-2 pitch. Lees pops one up, foul ground on the first base side. Alejandro Segovia sprinting in and to his left toward the Gateway bullpen. He slides and makes the catch. What a play by Alejandro Segovia with his feet flying into the Gateway bullpen over the steps on the far end toward first base. An outstanding play by Segovia. And there's one man gone here in the Gateway 7th inning. Wow. That's a big man, too. He's hunched over a little bit at first base. Hopefully he's all right. Segovia is listed at 6'1", 200 pounds, and there's no way he's that small. Here's the pitch to Evan Rogers. Slider a little high, ball 1. I would have guessed closer to 240 for Segovia. At least 220. Big man having to get over at that speed. 1-0 pitch on the way to Rogers. He takes a fastball up and in. 2 balls and no strikes on Evan, who has struck out and flied to right on his 2 trips. Right-hander on right-hander with the lefty Cody Livesey on deck, the first of 3 straight. When the lineup turns over, Matt Hearn and Dan Holst at the top. Rogers pulls his hands back to take it inside. 3 balls and no strikes. Gateway trying to pad some insurance on a 4-1 lead. Baez nods at the sign. He lifts his leg and fires. Fastball outside, ball 4. So Evan Rogers has a walk. Cody Livesey, the scheduled batter. First, Max Peterson, the Otters pitching coach, is coming out of the third base dugout to have a conversation. And he's going to make the move to the bullpen for the left-hander. So with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th and the Grizzlies up 4-1, we take a short break. Back in a moment here on the Grizzlies Media Network.
At ServPro, no home is too big and no question is too small. So when fire or water damage strikes your home or business, call on the cleanup team the insurance industry has trusted for more than 40 years at 1-800-ServPro and ServPro.com. That's where you'll find a team of specialists that's faster to any size disaster. So when the things matter most are on the line, make sure we are too by calling 1-800-ServPro or visiting ServPro.com, helping make fire and water damage like it never happened. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
The renovators know where to put a wall, a window, a room. Most importantly, the renovators know what they want, and that's the most admirable skill of all.
A home equity line of credit from U.S. Bank could help make your house the home you've always wanted. Visit a U.S. Bank branch, usbank.com/dreambig, or call 800-209-BANK. U.S. Bank, the power of possible. Some restrictions may apply, subject to credit approval. Mortgage and home equity products offered by U.S. Bank National Association, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
The Grizzlies Baseball Academy at GCS Ballpark is where tomorrow's stars train today. We specialize in professional baseball instruction and offer group, semi-private, and private lessons taught by experienced instructors and the most realistic hitting experience you'll find, the Pro Batter PX2. The Pro Batter PX2 features a multi-pitch machine with synchronized video display to simulate live Major League quality pitching. To schedule your lesson, call 618-781-8170 or visit GrizzliesBaseballAcademy.com. That's 618-781-8170 or GrizzliesBaseballAcademy.com.
You're listening to Gateway Grizzlies Baseball on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Jason Broussard is the new pitcher for Evansville. 6'4", 210-pound left-hander from Upland, California. One out here in the home half of the 7th inning. The Grizzlies have Evan Rogers at first. Cody Livesey, the number 9 batter, coming up. And a 4-1 lead for Gateway. Lefty on lefty, Broussard throws. Cody takes a belt-high fastball for a strike. 3 straight lefties here with Matt Hearn and Dan Holst, the first 2 batters in the Gateway lineup to follow Livesey. So part of the reason for the move coming now from the Otters. Broussard sets, and his 1-strike pitch. Livesey waves and misses at a slider. Cody has struck out and flied to left in 2 at-bats. Broussard is 1-1 with a 2.64 earned run average in 21 appearances, all but 2 out of the bullpen for Evansville this year. 35 strikeouts against 12 walks in 30 2/3 innings. 2-strike pitch. Cody takes low and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Broussard last appeared on July 7th, a week ago tonight, in a 10-5 Evansville win over Joliet. 2 scoreless innings without allowing a base runner, 3 strikeouts. Throw over to first, and Rogers is back. He's stolen 7 bases this year on 7 tries. Not one to run a whole lot, but clearly picks his spots well. Evansville has out-hit the Grizzlies 7-4, but Gateway has this 4-1 lead. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now the pitch. Livesey tips it foul off Phillips' mask behind the plate. And the count remains 1-2. Cody in his first game back from the disabled list, or rather from injury. He actually never went on the DL. Hasn't played since June 26th, though. About 3 weeks with a left hip flexor injury. Waiting on another 1-2, and here it is. Bouncer nubbed down the third base line, barely stays fair, scooped up there by Walker, and he has no play. That one squirted right down the third base line. I don't know how it stayed fair, but Livesey has an infield single, and he pushes his hitting streak to 6. Not often a guy has a 6-game hitting streak, but hasn't had a hit in 3 weeks. So runners at first and second. Rogers out there on the Keystone. And Cody Livesey over at first with 1 gone. Bottom of the order trying to start a rally. And now the top of the order coming up. Matt Hearn, he had a single in the 5th inning to extend his hitting streak to 14 games. We'll have to check in on Nolan Early of Southern Illinois. He had a 14-game hitting streak coming into play, the longest active in the Frontier League. Hearn is 1 for 3, a pop-up and a strikeout before that single, after which he stole a base and scored. Here's the pitch. Fastball up and in for a ball. It's especially big for the Otters with here a lefty Matt Hearn up. The lefty Livesey just batted, and the lefty Holst to follow to get Baez out for a left-hander, because Felix Baez was allowing a .357 batting average to left-handed hitters. Here's the 1-0. Hearn chops it slowly to first base. Segovia steps to his right to backhand, flips to Broussard, covering not in time. Hearn beats it out, an infield single. Second straight for the Grizzlies, and the bases are loaded. So Dan Holst, who already has a couple of hits, an RBI double, and a run scored in this game, has a chance to blow the doors off. Grizzlies up 4-1, bottom of the 7th, and they have the bases full and only 1 man out. Holst, another left-handed batter against the lefty Broussard, who has not given up a hard-hit ball, but opposing batters 2 for 2. Here's the pitch. Holst takes a slider that breaks over the outside corner for a strike. Southern Illinois is down 4-1 to River City at home in the 7th inning. Early is without a hit. He's 0 for 2 with a walk, so we'll keep an eye on that. He should have at least one more plate appearance. The set and the 0-1 delivery. Holtz bounces it to second, could be 2. Allen grabs the second hop, tags out Matt Hearn, and throws to first for the double play. No runs for the Grizzlies on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We go to the 8th inning. Gateway 4 and Evansville 1 on the Grizzlies Media Network.
The Illinois Corn Marketing Board is working to build demand and improve corn farmer profitability 24/7, 365. The Corn Marketing Board is investing your corn checkoff dollars in programs of work designed to build demand for your Illinois corn. Your corn checkoff work includes ethanol market expansion, locks and dams improvements, foreign market development, and public education. Your corn checkoff is working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Find out more about your corn checkoff at ilcorn.org today. A message from the Illinois Corn Marketing Board.
At ServPro, no home is too big and no question is too small. So when fire or water damage strikes your home or business, call on the cleanup team the insurance industry has trusted for more than 40 years at 1-800-ServPro and servpro.com. That's where you'll find a team of specialists that's faster to any size disaster. So when the things matter most are on the line, make sure we are too by calling 1-800-ServPro or visiting servpro.com, helping make fire and water damage like it never happened. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
The renovators know where to put a wall, a window, a room. Most importantly, the renovators know what they want, and that's the most admirable skill of all.
A home equity line of credit from U.S. Bank could help make your house the home you've always wanted. Visit a U.S. Bank branch, usbank.com/dreambig, or call 800-209-BANK. U.S. Bank, the power of possible. Some restrictions may apply, subject to credit approval. Mortgage and home equity products offered by U.S. Bank National Association, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Now back to the ballpark on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Gateway 4, Evansville 1 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Jackson Sigmund back out for a first full inning of relief out of the Gateway bullpen. Nate Gatter with you on a Friday night here on the Grizzlies Media Network. Jackson Sigmund will face Alejandro Segovia, John Schultz, and Jeff Gardner for 5 and 6 in the Otters lineup. Right-hander on right-hander against the big first baseman Segovia. Here's the pitch. Sliders, swerves low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Segovia is grounded into a double play, grounded out to short, and walked in 3 plate appearances. Waves the bat slowly, and the pitch. Fastball down the middle at the knees, and the count is even, a ball and a strike. 3 All-Stars here for Evansville coming up to bat in the top of the 8th inning. 1-1. Segovia takes somewhere. That was not far away. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. In fact, 2 through 6. Allen and Phillips, the 2 and 3 batters for the Otters, also joined Segovia, Schultz, and Gardner at the All-Star game. 2-1 pitch. Slider way outside, goes skipping by Brian Lees all the way to the backstop. Richard Barrett, the Grizzlies pitching coach, gestured from the bullpen, or rather from the dugout, I should say, down to the bullpen. Javier Reynoso is going to get up. The only left-hander in the Gateway bullpen. Nobody on, nobody out, top of the 8th, and the 3-1. Segovia fists one in the air, sinking toward left. It drops in front of Dan Holtz for a base hit and nearly went bouncing over his head. Holtz playing it safe. That's a ball he might have been able to catch if he had gone diving for it, but opted to play it safe. Segovia has a leadoff single for Evansville here in the top of the 8th inning. Otters only down 4-1, and they put 2 men on in the 7th, so the Grizzlies have plenty of reason still to be nervous. They loaded up the bases with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. But Dan Holtz grounded into a double play. First pitch fastball at the belt for a called strike to John Schultz, who has flied to right twice and singled in 3 at-bats. Sigmund trying to protect the victory for Vince Molesky, who went 6 2/3 innings, only 1 run on 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, and a couple of walks for the right-hander. Back-to-back lefties here for Evansville. You would have thought if there were a time for Reynoso, this would be it. Here's the pitch. Schultz scoots back to take a slider down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Caleb Earls waving his hat down in the Gateway bullpen toward the dugout, signaling that Javi is ready to go if and when the time comes. Sigmund sets, and the pitch. Schultz takes a tailing fastball outside. 2 balls and a strike. I think if Schultz reaches here, certainly if it's on a walk, you'll probably see Reynoso for Jeff Gardner, the Frontier League's leader with 13 home runs, won the home run derby on Tuesday night and would be representing the potential tying run. Here's the pitch. Fastball away again, 3-1. Sigmund has so much movement, both on his fastball and then especially his slider, coming from that sidearm slot as well. Every once in a while, it looks like he has just a bit of trouble with his control. Now the pitch. Outside, ball 4. Almost like the faster your car is, or when you have a wild Bronco or something, the more power there is, the harder at times it can be to harness. And Sigmund has a lot going on in that delivery, a lot of movement, pretty good speed for somebody throwing with that movement from that arm slot. But it's a walk for Schultz. Segovia at second, Schultz at first, and Phil Warren out of the Grizzlies bullpen. I would imagine there will be a move for Javier Reynoso coming here against the left-hander Jeff Gardner. Phil getting close to the mound. We'll see if he makes the point out for Javi. Reynoso certainly thinks he's coming in, and he is. Nobody out, top of the 8th. Evansville has 2 men on. Gateway has a 4-1 lead. Back in a moment here on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Budweiser presents an important message about friendship.
You and me, we were made for love. A lifetime is not long enough to show you what you mean to me. Ooh, I'll be waiting here for you when you come home to me.
I'll see you later, buddy.
Budweiser knows your friends are counting on you. So, we want you to remember to make a plan to make it home every time you go out. Do whatever it takes to get home safely. Call a friend, arrange for a cab, or designate a driver. Because friends are waiting.
Hey, I'm sorry. I decided I shouldn't drive home last night. I stayed at Dave's.
When you come home,
I'm back. Yeah, I'm back.
This message is brought to you by your friends at Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown is the place where baseball legends live forever. It's where the exciting moments of today stand along the iconic tales of the past. With new exhibits and artifacts telling incredible stories, the Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum is a must-see destination for fans of all ages. Baseball in Cooperstown. Oh my! Plan your visit today. Check out baseballhall.com.
You're listening to Gateway Grizzlies Baseball on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Javier Reynoso is in for the Grizzlies. 5'11", 200-pound left-hander from Tampa, Florida. 3.33 earned run average in 18 games this year. 30 strikeouts against 12 walks in 27 innings, and a 1-0 record. Gateway 4, Evansville 1. Nobody out, top of the 8th, and 2 Otters on. Here's the pitch. Jeff Gardner takes in the dirt. It skips away from Lees, but Alejandro Segovia holds at second. He's anything but fleet of foot. Segovia singled to lead off the inning. John Schultz walked, both of those against Jackson Sigmund, who threw only a third of an inning, got the final out of the 7th, walked a couple, allowed a hit, and he's responsible for both Otters on. Jeff Gardner at the plate, a left-handed batter, 1 for 3, a flyout, a strikeout, and a single. 1-0 pitch. Gardner lines one into right center field. Long run for McClure. It's over his head, and one hops over the right center field wall. A ground rule double allows Segovia to score from second. Schultz jogs into third, and Gardner to second. It's 4-2 Gateway, and the Otters have the potential tying run in scoring position. That run charged to Jackson Sigmund, and he's still responsible for for Schultz at third base. RBI double for Gardner, his 44th run batted in this year to go with his league-leading 13 homers. Second and third, nobody out. Right-hand batter Chris Sweeney at the plate, who has singled, doubled, and struck out. Lefty Reynoso lets it fly. Sweeney takes a fastball for a called strike at the knees over the inner half. 2 runs on 9 hits and no errors for Evansville. 8 men left on base. Gateway has 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and 4 stranded in 7 innings. 0-1 delivery. Sweeney takes outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Christopher Rio Pedre and Nick Walker to follow. That's the remainder of the Otters lineup before it turns over again to Brandon Soth, the leadoff man. Javi sets at the letters, and the 1-1. Sweeney takes inside. It goes to the backstop. It bounces straight back to Brian Lees and holds John Schultz at third base. Gateway plays Sweeney slightly toward right in the outfield, in on the corners, deep in the middle infield. Reynoso leans over for the sign from the first base side of the rubber, hunched at the waist. Glove on his leading right thigh, ball behind his back. He sets, and the pitch. Sweeney waves and misses, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rio Pedre is 0 for 3. Walker is 1 for 3. Certainly a section of the order Javier Reynoso won't mind facing with a couple of men on base. Wants to get Sweeney here. The 2-2 pitch. Slider in the dirt. Sweeney lets it go, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Brian Lee's just a little bit shaken up after that one. Might have caught him in an awkward spot when he slid over to his left to block it. Grizzlies trying to protect their 4-2 lead here in the top of the 8th inning with nobody out. Sweeney is prone to the strikeout. He has 32 of them in 20 games this year with Evansville. Javi straightens, and his payoff pitch. Sweeney bounces it to short. McKeithen bobbles it, and it's into the shallow left center. 1 run in. Here comes the second. There will be no play. An E6 charge to McKeithen. Only 1 RBI on the play. And both Otters score to tie the ball game at 4 here in the 8th. So Schultz scores from third, Gardner from second. Sweeney reaches on the E6. He does still get 1 RBI. Pitch on the way to Rio Pedre. Bunts it toward third. Rogers grabs it, throws to second where nobody's covering. And I suppose that will have to go as a single. But things are unraveling here in the 8th inning. 3 runs for Evansville already to tie it. And nobody covered second base. They're giving you an out. Say thank you. Two Otters on, nobody out. Sweeney at second base. Rio Pedre picks up probably the easiest hit of his professional career. And he's over at first base for Nick Walker, the number 9 batter, who has doubled and scored and fly to center twice. Reynoso checking with Evan Rogers at third for the bunt defense. Rogers playing well inside the line again, anticipating another sac bunt. Walker shows bunt. Here's the pitch. He pulls it back and takes low, ball 1. Walker was showing even before Reynoso lifted his leg whatsoever. Javi was still in the stretch. Single, walk, double, E6, and a single. The set. The 1-0. Walker shows bunt. He offers at it and missed. Or maybe just glanced it off the underside of the barrel. Regardless, it went cleanly back into the mid of Brian Lees behind the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Evansville scored first back at the top of the 3rd inning. Gateway followed with 3 in the home half of the 4th and another tally in the bottom of the 5th. But 3 for the Otters here in the 8th. 1-1 delivery. Walker pulls his butt back, takes low. It skips away from Lees to the backstop. He can't find it. Sweeney rounds third, but he's going to stop there. Brian found it just in time on the first base side of the backstop. Max Bartlett scored from second base on a similar play in Evansville the last time the Grizzlies were there. Wild pitch that deflected to the third base side, and Dane Phillips was unable to find it. allowed Bartlett to come all the way in. Speaking of all the way in, the Grizzlies infield stepping inside the baseline now with Chris Sweeney at third and Christopher Rio Pedre at second on the wild pitch. 4-4 tie, nobody out in the eighth, and the 2-1 delivery. Fastball over the outside corner for a strike. So the Otters have attempted to drop down 2 different sacrifice bunts. In total, the Grizzlies have given up 360 feet off of them without getting a single out. 2-2. Reynoso steps off the back of the slab. Nobody's warming in the Grizzlies bullpen, so it would appear this is Reynoso's inning. There are a couple of lefties coming up. Brandon Sote, the leadoff man, then Josh Allen, a righty, before another lefty, Dane Phillips. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Walker waves and misses. He takes off for first, but he was called out of the plate. Evidently, Lees was able to put the tag on him. Strikeout for Reynoso, his first. All Grizzly strikeouts brought to you by Julie, the Illinois one-call system. Don't miss the big game as a result of striking a utility line. Call Julie at 811 before you dig. So Grizzlies starter Vince Molesky has now thrown 8 shutout innings, allowing only 2 hits, and 6 2/3 innings of 1-run ball in his last 2 starts. He's going to get no decisions in both. Lefty on lefty against Brandon Sote. He swings and fouls the first pitch back, strike 1. Tough luck for Vince, who remains at 2-5. Could easily be 4-5 just off of his last couple of starts. 4 runs on 10 hits now for the Otters, no errors. 4 runs on 6 hits and 1 error for the Grizzlies, their first since the 4-game winning streak began. Here's the 0-1. So takes a slider low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. He has struck out, flat out twice, and singled in 4 at-bats. And Sweeney at third, the potential go-ahead run. Rio Pedre at second. Avi sets. 1 ball and 1 strike, and the pitch. So takes down and away again. 2-1 now. The Grizzlies have Blake Brown, Terry McClure, and Jack Korenik. 3, 4, and 5 due up in the bottom of the 8th, but they have some work left to do, still with the infield in and 2 men on. So waiting, slightly open stance. He swings and fouls one back over the screen. 2-2. Grizzlies' last error before tonight came all the way back on July 3rd, almost 2 full weeks ago. Now that's helped out by the 4-day All-Star break and a couple of off days the week before. 2-2 pitch. So waves and misses at a low slider. Back-to-back strikeouts for Reynoso. And they couldn't have come at bigger times. Another strikeout brought to you by Julie, the Illinois one-call system. Play it safe this season. Call Julie at 811 or visit IllinoisOneCall.com before you dig. It's smart, it's free, it's the law. So Sweeney still at third, Rio Pedre still at second, still Evansville 4 and Gateway 4. 2 outs in the top of the 8th, and the reigning Frontier League MVP Josh Allen at the plate. Here's the pitch. He takes a changeup over the outside corner, strike 1. Allen batting from the right side, a double. An RBI on a sac fly, another fly to right, and then a walk. Officially 1 out of 2. Javi sets, and the pitch. Allen waves and misses at a fastball. 0-2 the count. Reynoso is a strike away from getting out of it without allowing a run of his own, and while stranding one of 2 runners he inherited with nobody out here in the top of the 8th. Second and third, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Reynoso shakes off the first sign. Now he sets. And here it is. Allen takes a slider low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dane Phillips is on deck. He's 0 for 3, but hit a very hard fly out to right center field his last time up. The Grizzlies would rather not deal with him. Allen is the 8th Otter to come up. The 1-2. Fastball high and wide, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brian Lees had to lunge out to his right and backhand that one to keep it from going by, and potentially allowing Sweeney to score from third. He'll be very aggressive with 2 strikes and 2 outs as the potential go-ahead run. Javi has his sign. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the pitch. Allen fouls it back over the screen. Brown, McClure, Horanek in the bottom of the 8th. The Grizzlies would love to keep this ball game tied. 2-2 pitch. Allen waves and misses, strike three. Reynoso strikes him out back to back to back. 3 Ks to hold the damage at 3 runs for Evansville in the top of the 8th. All Grizzlies strikeouts are brought to you by Julie, the Illinois one-call system. Call Julie before you dig. Simply dial 811 or visit IllinoisOneCall.com. We go to the home half of the 8th. 4-4 tie now. 3, 4, and 5 coming up for Gateway here on the Grizzlies Media Network.
A Budweiser, a burger, and Thomas Rhett.
When you wake up in a different city every day, there's a comfort in being able to count on something familiar. And for me, that's a Budweiser and a burger. Los Angeles, Chicago, El Paso, big or small, loud or quiet, a Bud and a burger remind me who I am and to keep doing my thing. They take me back home. The best way to get my friends and family over to my house is to tell them that I'm about to grill some burgers and drink some Bud. Nothing fancy, nothing forced, no lights, no noise, no backstage pass required. That's a Budweiser and a burger. Cheers. This Bud's for you.
Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
GCS Credit Union offers Kasasa Cash Back, a free checking account that gives you cash back on all of your debit card purchases, not just on gas or groceries or restaurants. There are no points and no category restrictions, just pure cash back. You also get ATM fee refunds nationwide, and there is no minimum balance required to earn rewards. None of that, you must have $5,000 in the account to qualify business. Qualifications and rules apply. See financial institution for details. Member NCUA insured.
You're listening to Gateway Grizzlies Baseball on the Grizzlies Media Network.
New pitcher for Evansville as we go to the home half of the 8th inning with the Otters and the Grizzlies now tied at 4 here on the Grizzlies Media Network. Jake McCoy into the ball game, 6'4", 245-pound right-hander out of Fredonia, Kentucky, 25 years old. Joined the Otters after finishing his college career at Midway University, 1.16 earned run average this spring, 48 strikeouts in 20 appearances, 23 1/3 innings. That's pretty good. More than 2 strikeouts per inning, over 18 per 9. Jake does not have a record in 4 appearances with the Otters, a 3 earned run average. Allowed a run his last appearance against Joliet. He struck out 7, walked only 1, and allowed 2 hits in 3 innings. Faces 3, 4, and 5 here for the Grizzlies. Righty on righty. First pitch to Blake Brown on the way. Slider down low. Blake checked his swing, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Terry McClure and Jack Haranek to follow Brown, who has struck out looking, walked and scored, and popped up to shortstop in 3 trips. The set at the shoulders, and the 1-0. Brown takes a slider over the outside corner for a strike. The count is even at 1. 4 runs on 10 hits, no errors for Evansville, and 10 men left. The Otters scored 3, and the top of the 8th, only 1 earned. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Brown backs up and takes a slider inside. 2 balls and a strike. All 3 runs and the lone earned run charged to Jackson Sigmund. Only second time this year he's been charged with a run. 2-1. Brown takes a slider that drops over the inside corner for a strike. 2-2. He hasn't liked either of the strikes from Tom Swoboda in this at bat. But the Otters stranded second and third. Javier Reynoso struck out 3 in a row. Nick Walker, Brandon Sote, and Josh Allen to finish the frame. Now the pitch. Brown checks his swing on a slider in the dirt. He went around. According to the base umpire, Steve Bartelstein, who just got that one wildly wrong. But it counts as an out just the same. Don't know what old Steve was looking at down there. So Reynoso, after those 3 strikeouts, holds the damage. Jake McCoy starts his outing with a strikeout here of Blake Brown. Righty on righty against Terry McClure. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider, strike 1. That's a shame, too, because that ball kicked away from Dane Phillips to the third base side. Brown didn't run because he hadn't swung at it. If he had known from the beginning that was going to be called strike 3, probably would have run on down to first. Here's the pitch. Terry takes down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. And I don't know that he would have beaten it for sure, but he certainly would have had a pretty good chance. Anyway, 1 out and nobody on in a 4-4 tie. 1 ball and 1 strike. McCoy sets, and the pitch. Terry takes a slider low, 2 balls and a strike on the Grizzlies center fielder, who's flying to center, walked and scored, and flying to right in 3 trips. 0 for 2 officially. Jack Karanik on deck here in the home half of the 8th inning. And here it is. McClure takes a slider, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Caleb Earls is warming in the Grizzlies pen down the right field line. Shane Weedman, who started the year in the rotation for the Otters, is throwing down the left field line. 2-2 pitch. McClure checks his swing on a slider low. Dane Phillips trying to sell it as strike 3, didn't get the call, and the count is full. Weedman threw a no-hitter. Second night of the Frontier League season, I believe the only one so far this year in the Frontier League. Payoff pitch from McCoy to McClure. Slider tap foul on the third base side. And it's still 3 balls and 2 strikes on Terry. McCoy sets again, and another payoff on the way. McClure checks his swing on a slider low, ball 4. 1 out base runner for the Grizzlies. McClure is aboard at first, representing the potential go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That's only the 4th walk for Evansville pitching in this game against 8 strikeouts. Grizzlies have struck out 7 and walked 4. Max Peterson out of the Evansville dugout on the third base side. The Otters pitching coach, who also will make pitching changes. We'll see if he has the hook with him here to get Shane Weedman, and he does. Weedman's going to come in to face Jack Karanik. With 1 out and Terry McClure at first. Evansville 4 and Gateway 4 here in the bottom of the 8th. Back in a moment on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Every time you grab an ice-cold 20-ounce Pepsi, you'll find a Pepsi emoji on the side of the bottle. A little design that expresses something fun and unique. Pepsi has literally hundreds of different ones. So while the Pepsi delivers this, the Pepsi emoji delivers this.
Ooh.
So go ahead, crack open a Pepsi. And tell the world how you feel and what you love with Pepsi emojis. Because every Pepsi emoji says something a little different about you. Whether you're a big sports fan, you're into the arts, love summer fun, music concerts, or just walking your dog, Pepsi has you covered with a Pepsi emoji that says it just the right way. Pepsi emojis. Say it with Pepsi.
Hi, this is Hall of Famer Carlton Fisk. Make your plans today to visit Cooperstown and the Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum.
There it goes, a long drive. If it stays fair, home run.
Reconnect with your memories of the game and make new memories with your family. Check out baseballhall.org today for more information.
Carlton Fisk had a lot of little boy in him right there, Joe.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, preserving history, honoring excellence, and connecting generations.
Now back to the ballpark on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Shane Weedman is the new pitcher for Evansville here in the home half of the 8th inning. Otters and the Grizzlies tied at 4 with 1 out. Terry McClure is the Gateway base runner at first, and that prompted the Otters to go to their 4th pitcher of the game. Shane Weedman, a 6'5", 215-pound right-hander from Indiana, went to Indiana University Southeast. So right at home in his home state with the Otters. 3-2 with a 5.65 earned run average this year in 10 games, 6 of them starts. He struck out 44, walked 26, and allowed 31 hits in 35 innings. He appeared in both games of the doubleheader on July 8th against Joliet, both of them Evansville wins. Combined, he threw an inning and a third without allowing anyone to reach. He faces big left-hand batting first baseman Jack Karanik. Weedman from the belt. He sets. And the right-hander's pitch. McClure runs. Horanek takes a fastball for a strike. The throw, it's high and not in time. McClure is safe. With that, the Grizzlies have the potential go-ahead run into scoring position. McClure is credited with his 9th steal in 11 tries. Best percentage for any Grizzly with 8 or more attempts. Weidman threw that no-hitter all the way back on May 13th against Southern Illinois on the road. 11 strikeouts, only 2 walks in 9 innings. Obviously no hits, no runs. Here's his 0-1 pitch on the way to Jack Horanek. Time called to the plate as he delivered. Would have probably been high for ball 1, but instead the ball does not count. 1 ball, rather no balls and 1 strike. 4-4 tie, bottom of the 8th. 1 out, and Terry McClure at second base after a walk and a steal. Joel McKeithen is on deck. He had a 3-run double back in the 4th. 1 for 3 in this ball game. McKeithen has now doubled in 4 games in a row. Weidman sets. A long hold and the 0-1. Horanek takes high, 1 ball and 1 strike. After that, Weidman followed up his performance against the Grizzlies, allowed 7 runs over 3 1/3 innings. He didn't have another quality start. Only start allowing fewer than 4 earned runs was May 30th. He gave up 2 over 4 2/3 against River City. Still not a very good one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Horanek pops 1 foul off his hands behind home plate and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Weidman had an excellent year last season with Evansville, 7-3 with a 3.52 earned run average. Still had a lot of walks, 40 of them in 76 2/3 innings against 74 strikeouts. But clearly able to manage them a little bit better than he's been able to so far this year. Shortstop Rio Pedre playing in behind McClure with 1 out and a ball and 2 strikes on Horanek, who's 0 for 3. Weidman steps off. Tell you what, they might have moved this guy just to the bullpen just because he takes too long to throw the ball. My goodness. Got a 4.5-hour pitcher out there on the mound. Horanek is flied out, struck out, and grounded out. From the belt, another look to second and the pitch. Horanek takes a slider that slipped out and stayed way outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that scares some managers because it can be indicative of pitchers who care a little bit too much about the runners on base. You want somebody to keep the running game on track, but when you see a guy holding that long and then he delivers a pitch like that one that misses by 2 or 3 feet, you start to worry about whether or not he's spending too much time with his mind out at second base. 2-2. Here it comes. Horanek fouls it back. Jack was right on it, but again in on his hands. McKeithen would be followed by Brian Lees. Then Evan Rogers and Cody Livesey to round out this 4th trip through the Grizzlies lineup. A couple of guys with 2 hits. Matt Hearn and Dan Holst both have a pair at the top of the order. Horanek is one of only 2 Grizzlies, Brian Lees the other, who have not reached in this game. Evansville 4 and Gateway 4. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. McClure at second. And another 2-2 pitch from Weidman to Horanek on the way. Swinging a fly ball, lifted high but not all that deep. On the right side, the second baseman Allen drifts back. He makes the catch in short right center field for the 2nd out. Horanek got way under that one. So now McKeithen, who has struck out in the 2nd, driven in 3 with a bases clearing double in the 4th, and fly to center in the 6th. What a start it's been for him with the Grizzlies. This is only game number 13 for McKeithen this year with Gateway. Now the pitch. He takes a slider that stays inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Hitting .340. He has 8 doubles, a home run, and 9 RBIs in 13 games. 9 of his 15 hits, 60% have gone for extra bases. Right-hander on right-hander. Weidman sets, looks to second and throws. McKeithen takes outside. Two balls and no strikes on Joel. Terry McClure out at second has the potential go-ahead run. McKeithen waiting in his open stance. And the pitch. Joel takes a slider inside, 3-0. Lee's on deck. A walk here would not hurt Weedman all that much. Has first base open, and he's worried about the potential tying run McClure. And in fact, they're going to go ahead and put McKeithen on an intentional walk. It's nice for Weedman, too, because now that goes in his stats as an intentional walk, even though he threw 3 of the balls all by himself. So Lees is the batter. He's flying to right, struck out, and popped out in foul ground to the first baseman Segovia, who made an impressive sliding catch. That was back in the 7th. Lees this year is hitting exactly 300, 9 out of 30 in 9 games. A double, a home run, 4 runs batted in. He had a solo shot and another separate RBI in the final 2 games of the series against Washington. He was 3 for 8 against the Wild Things. Only 1 for 5 in the Sunday finale. That was 5 days ago. Here's the pitch. Lees takes up and in, almost hit him. 1 ball and no strikes. Bryant has hit in 7 in a row. The rookie catcher out of Brunswick, Ohio. Closing in on his 23rd birthday. Came to the Grizzlies by way of Akron, where he was a member of the Zips baseball program when it was shut down with virtually no warning. He landed at Southeast Missouri. Here's the 1-0. Lees pops one foul at the end of the bat, over the screen behind home plate and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Off to a good start with his professional career here with the Grizzlies. After a .326 spring, 4 homers, 37 RBIs for the Redhawks, regular season Ohio Valley Conference champions. Evansville 4, Gateway 4, bottom of the 8th. 2 outs, 2 Grizzlies on. McClure at second and McKeithen at first. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here it is. Fouled back. 1-2. Evan Rogers on deck. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Then Cody Levis, he was 1 for 3. Caleb Earls still tossing in the Gateway bullpen. He would love to have a lead and go for his 6th save in 6 tries. He's only been given 5 opportunities in the Grizzlies' first 52 games. They're trying to extend their winning streak to 5 games. Evansville has the 2nd longest winning streak in the league. The Otters have won 3 in a row and trying to extend that. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Lees drives one into left field. This one is deep. Schultz is back to the track. It short hops the wall. McClure around third. He scores. McKeithen stopped at third. The relay behind him, but he dives back safely. An RBI double for Brian Lees, and the Grizzlies are back on top. It's 5-4 in the 8th. Make it 8 straight games with a hit for the rookie Brian Lees. RBI number 5 on his 2nd double of the season. McClure comes in to score the go-ahead run, and the Grizzlies are back on top by a run. Well, you want it, you got it, Mr. Earls. Caleb is going to have a chance to save this ball game for the Grizzlies in the top of the 9th. It's a question of whether Gateway can get him any more insurance. McKeithen at third base, Brian Lees at second. Righty on righty. First pitch to Evan Rogers is a slider for a strike. Evan has struck out swinging, flied to right and walked in 3 plate appearances. That run is charged to the right-hander Jake McCoy. Both men on now the responsibility of Shane Weedman. The 0-1. Rogers swings and misses at another slider, 0-2. Earls is ready down the right field line. He's not even throwing, just wandering around near the Grizzlies bullpen mound. Ready to go for save number 6. He'll face 2, 3, and 4 in the Evansville order, a dangerous trio. 2-strike pitch. Rogers takes a slider high, 1-2. Dane Phillips, Alejandro Segovia, and John Schultz, all All-Stars. And if anybody gets on, Jeff Gardner, another All-Star, and the Frontier League's home run leader coming up. The set. And the 1-2 pitch. Fastball lifted out of play on the right side. Combined, those 4 are 3 for 12 so far tonight, but they also have 3 walks. And they've scored 3 of the Otters' 4 runs, driven in 1 of the others. All of them have big-time power. Still 1-2. Weedman throws. Rogers takes a slider just inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. With 2 outs, McKeithen at third base and Lees at second. Grizzlies now up 5-4 in the home half of the 8th inning. But you'd love to have some insurance because Phillips, Segovia, and Schultz all capable of tying this ball game up again with 1 swing. For my money, Dane Phillips is the most powerful batter in the entire league. 2-2 from Weedman to Evan Rogers. Slider, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Weedman gets his only strikeout. He allows a hit, the only one for the Grizzlies in the inning. A couple of walks. The run charge to Jake McCoy. Gateway left 2 men on. Caleb Earls coming in to shut it down. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Gateway 5 at Evansville 4 here on the Grizzlies Media Network.
At ServPro, no home is too big and no question is too small. So when fire or water damage strikes your home or business, call on the cleanup team the insurance industry has trusted for more than 40 years at 1-800-ServPro and ServPro.com. That's where you'll find a team of specialists that's faster to any size disaster. So when the things matter most are on the line, make sure we are too by calling 1-800-ServPro or visiting ServPro.com, helping make fire and water damage like it never happened. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
The renovators know where to put a wall, a window, a room. Most importantly, the renovators know what they want, and that's the most admirable skill of all.
A home equity line of credit from U.S. Bank could help make your house the home you've always wanted. Visit a U.S. Bank branch, usbank.com/dreambig, or call 800-209-BANK. U.S. Bank, the power of possible. Some restrictions may apply, subject to credit approval. Mortgage and home equity products offered by U.S. Bank National Association, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
The Grizzlies Baseball Academy at GCS Ballpark is where tomorrow's stars train today. We specialize in professional baseball instruction and offer group, semi-private, and private lessons taught by experienced instructors and the most realistic hitting experience you'll find, the Pro Batter PX2. The Pro Batter PX2 features a multi-pitch machine with synchronized video display to simulate live Major League quality pitching. To schedule your lesson, call 618-781-8170 or visit GrizzliesBaseballAcademy.com. That's 618-781-8170 or GrizzliesBaseballAcademy.com.
You're listening to Gateway Grizzlies Baseball on the Grizzlies Media Network.
We go to the top of the 9th inning here at GCS Credit Union Ballpark in Sauget. Gateway 5 and Evansville 4 after 8. Evansville scored 3 in the top of the 8th. Gateway countered with 1 in the bottom half of the inning to go back up on top. Nate Gatter back with you on a Friday night here on the Grizzlies Media Network. Gateway trying to extend its winning streak to a season-long 5 games in the series opener here against the Otters. Left-hand batter Dane Phillips leads off for Evansville. Caleb Earls throws. Fastball misses high for ball 1. 6'5" right-hander. Grizzlies closer out of Blacksburg, South Carolina. 1-4 this year with a 2.14 earned run average in 19 games. He's saved all 5 opportunities he's had. 1-0 pitch. Phillips takes outside, 2-0. 24 strikeouts for Earls against 8 walks, 12 hits allowed in 21 innings. He got his first win of the year. Grizzlies' last game on Sunday before the 4-day All-Star break. July 9th in Washington. 2 innings, 1 unearned run. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. Phillips takes just outside. That's been a strike all night. 3-0. 2 innings for Earls. No hits. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. The only run who came in was the international tiebreaker rule runner who starts the inning at second, and that's unearned. 3-0. We'll see if Phillips has the green light. He takes a fastball outside, ball 4. All of a sudden, the strike zone tightening up a bit. Phillips is on with his second walk. 0 for 3 otherwise. 3, 4, and 5 due up here for the Otters. Now the cleanup man Alejandro Segovia stepping in. Grounded into a double play, grounded out to short. Walked, singled, and scored. Officially 1 out of 3. He has big-time power, as do all of these Otters. 57 home runs, leading the Frontier League. Right-hander on right-hander. Earl sets at the belt against Segovia, and the pitch. Fastball over the inner half for a strike. Segovia this year, 9 home runs, 29 RBIs. Phillips also has 9, the man who was just retired. Or rather, I should say the man who just walked and reached it first. John Schultz has 5, he's on deck. 0-1 pitch. Segovia bounces it hard to second, could be 2. Hearn scoops it, shovels over to second 1. The relay, double play. Segovia, perhaps the easiest man to double up in the league. He was still 30 feet from first base, and the Grizzlies get him 4-6-3. Second time Gateway has turned a double play in this game, and the Grizzlies are not away from making it 5 straight wins. Gateway 5, Evansville 4, 2 outs and nobody on in the top of the 9th. And John Schultz, the batter, as good as he's been this year, hitting better than .340, and 2 for 4 with an RBI, rather 1 for 3 with a walk, a single, and a run scored in this game. Jeff Gardner is waiting on deck. He has 13 homers to lead the Frontier League. The Grizzlies would love to end it here on Schultz. Left-hand batter. Here's the pitch. He takes a fastball low, ball 1. Gateway playing him to pull on the infield. Massive hole on the left side. Evan Rogers and Jack Karanik, the third and first baseman for Gateway, are playing no doubles right on the foul line. Deep in the outfield. Here's the pitch. Fastball for a called strike over the outside corner, 1-1. That outside corner has moved at least 4 inches in and out throughout the course of this game. But Gateway will take it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Earl shakes off the first sign. Now he straightens. And the pitch. Schultz takes just outside, 2-1. Whew. Only Tom Sloboda knows where that corner is right now. Back at it tomorrow night, 7:05 first pitch, 6:50 the Budweiser pregame show. Landchef goes for Gateway. Here's the pitch. Inside, 3-1. Ibarra will have the ball for Evansville. Second of this 3-game series, and then 6:05 the finale on Sunday. Be sure to stay tuned after the final out for Grizzlies postgame coming up right afterward here on the Grizzlies Media Network. Bases empty, 2 outs, 5-4 Gateway, and the 3-1 pitch. Schultz checks his swing and takes a fastball for a called strike. Count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Schultz steps out of the box, looking down to collect his thoughts. Earls toes the first base side of the rubber, glove against his left hip, ball behind his back. Takes a breath as he gets his sign. Nods once, lowers his hands to the belt, and delivers. Schultz lines one into right center field. Long run for Brown to his right. He dives. He can't make the catch. It goes skipping by him to the wall. Schultz headed for second. He coasts in with a double. And Evansville has the potential tying run into scoring position with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Blake Brown did everything he could, laid out for that one, but came up just short. And now Jeff Gardner comes to the plate. A base hit could tie it. His league-leading 14th homer could put the Otters in the lead. Gateway has 9-1-2 due up in the bottom of the 9th. Cody Livesey, Matt Hearn, and Dan Holes. But obviously the Grizzlies would rather not have to bat. 4 runs on 11 hits, no errors for Evansville, 10 men left. 5 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, and 6 men left on base for the Grizzlies. Out hit 11-7, but they have the 5-4 lead. Schultz at second base. His first extra base hit of the game, now 2 for 4 with a walk and a run scored. Jeff Gardner is 2 for 4, a fly out to right, a strikeout, a single, an RBI double, and a run scored. Left-handed batter, righty Earls thrown. Gardner takes outside, ball 1. Grizzlies trying to improve to 17-36, 9-20 here at home. Evansville would fall to 29-22 and have its 3-game winning streak snapped. Fall to 12-15 on the road. After that first pitch ball, the Grizzlies are just going to walk Jeff Gardner intentionally, put him over at first base, and Chris Sweeney coming up. Deal with him instead. 2 for 4 with an RBI. Single, a double, a strikeout, then an E6, but 1 RBI picked up in the 8th inning. The error by Joel McKeith that allowed 2 to score when only 1 would have come in. Schultz at second, Gardner at first. 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Gateway 5 and Evansville 4 in the series opener here in Sauget. Right-hander on right-hander. Earls delivers. Sweeney swings and misses at a bell-tie fastball. That one you could hear coming in. Caleb looking for save number 6 in his 6th try this year. Gets the sign from Brian Lees. Now the set. And the 0-1. Sweeney takes a fastball just outside. Lees didn't help him out on the frame that time. Brian just let the ball carry his glove a couple of inches. Would have been a borderline call to begin with. 1 ball and 1 strike on Sweeney. Free swinging. Evansville center fielder who has some pop. He has good speed. Strikes out a lot. Here's the pitch. Swinging a drive down the left field line. Hooking toward the foul pole, but it drops in a fair ball. 1 run in. It bounces rather out of play. An RBI ground rule double, and we're tied here in the top of the 9th. First blown save of the year for Caleb Earls. Now Evansville 5 and Gateway 5. With 2 outs, and the Otters put runners at second and third. An RBI double for Sweeney. His second double and second RBI of the ball game. Two outs and nobody on, but a double, an intentional walk, and a double. And now the Grizzlies have to worry about conceding the lead. Christopher Rio Pedre, the batter. Fly to right, grounded to short, fly to right again, and singled. Takes a first pitch fastball for a strike. Right-hand batting shortstop against the right-hander Earls. With Gardner at third and Sweeney at second. 0-1. Slider low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. See how Caleb Earls bounces back. After blowing his first save of the season, he had been 5 for 5. Here it comes. Popped up into short right field. Matt Hearn, the second baseman, going back. He's under it and makes the catch. It helps to have a natural center fielder playing second base, ranging well into right field to make that play. Evansville gets a run on 2 hits. No Gateway errors, 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Livesey, Hearn, and Holst coming up for the Grizzlies. They need 1 to win it here on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Budweiser presents an important message about friendship.
You and me, we were made for love. A lifetime is not long enough to show you what you mean to me. Ooh, I'll be waiting here for you when you come home to me.
I'll see you later, buddy.
Budweiser knows your friends are counting on you. So, we want you to remember to make a plan to make it home every time you go out. Do whatever it takes to get home safely. Call a friend, arrange for a cab, or designate a driver. Because friends are waiting.
Hey, I'm sorry. I decided I shouldn't drive home last night. I stayed at Dave's.
When you come home,
I'm back. Yeah, I'm back.
This message is brought to you by your friends at Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown is the place where baseball legends live forever. It's where the exciting moments of today stand along the iconic tales of the past. With new exhibits and artifacts telling incredible stories, the Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum is a must-see destination for fans of all ages. Baseball in Cooperstown. Oh my! Plan your visit today. Check out baseballhall.org.
You're listening to Gateway Grizzlies Baseball on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Bottom of the 9th inning, Grizzlies and the Evansville Otters tied at 5. Nobody on at 2 outs in the top of the 9th for Evansville. The Otters got a double, an intentional walk, and then an RBI ground rule double to tie the ball game up. And here we are going to an extra half inning. Cody Livesey, Matt Hearn, and Dan Holst, 9-1-2, due up for Gateway. Nate Gatter back with you on the Grizzlies Media Network. Those 3 will face 6'1", 210-pound left-hander Keanu Cummings into the ball game for the Otters. 2-1 with a 1.1 earned run average in 25 appearances, leading the ball club. He's appeared now in more than half of Evansville's 51 games. 26th appearance of the season for the Frontier League All-Star. 36 strikeouts, only 9 walks in 32 2/3 innings. Lefty on lefty. Here's his pitch. Livesey takes a fastball outside for ball 1. Not often you see a pitcher with a whip, walks plus hits per inning pitch, higher than his ERA, but that's the case with Cummings. 1.13 against 1.10. The set and the 1-0 pitch. Livesey chops it to second base off 2 hops. Josh Allen grabs it shoulder high and tosses over to first for the out. Shane Weedman went 2/3 of an inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and no walks. Cummings is the 5th pitcher Evansville has used. Gateway has Tanner Cable warming up. down the right field line. He would be the 5th pitcher the Grizzlies have used. Caleb Earls blew his first save of the year, now 5 out of 6. Gave up a run on a couple of hits in the top of the 9th inning. Nobody on, 1 man out here in the bottom of the 9th. And the pitch. Matt Hearn takes a fastball at the belt for a strike. 5-5 tie, and the count 0-1 on the Grizzlies' leadoff man, who has popped up, struck out, and since singled twice. Back in the 5th inning, he stole second and scored. Here's the 0-1. Hearn slices one foul on the left side out of play. 0-2 on Matt, who has hit in 14 straight games now, the longest active streak in the Frontier League after Nolan Early went without a base hit tonight for Southern Illinois. Hearn has hit in 25 of his last 27 games going back to June 10th. More than a month now. Coming sets, that is 0-2. Hearn takes a fastball low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hearn is a speedster. Grizzlies would love to have him on as the potential winning run. Here's the pitch. Hearn takes strike 3 called somewhere around the outside corner, and Tom Swoboda went ahead and bid on that one. First strikeout for Cummings, and Hearn is down. Lefty on lefty against Dan Holst. Here's the pitch. Dan takes low, ball 1. Base is empty. Nobody on base for the Grizzlies here in the bottom of the 9th. 2 outs. And a 5-5 tie on the 1-0. Holst takes over the outside corner. The count is even, a ball and a strike. Dan has grounded out, singled and scored. Driven in a run with a double and grounded into a 4-3 double play. That ended the 7th inning when the Grizzlies had the bases loaded. Then Evansville cashed in for 3 in the top of the 8th to tie the game for the first time. Holst swings and chops one back to the mound. Cummings grabs it off a hop and tosses to first to end the frame. The Grizzlies go 3 up, 3 down, and we go to extra innings. Evansville 5 and Gateway 5 here on the Grizzlies Media Network.
At her last birthday party, we had 12 kids and a clown in a 2-bedroom apartment, playing pin the tail on my throw pillows. This year, we have a backyard.
When you're ready to buy a house, a mortgage from U.S. Bank can help make it possible. Visit a U.S. Bank branch, usbank.com/mortgage, or call 855-434-HOME to learn more. U.S. Bank, the power of possible. Mortgage loans subject to credit approval. Interest rates and program terms are subject to change. Deposit and mortgage products are offered by U.S. Bank National Association, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
The Grizzlies Baseball Academy at GCS Ballpark is where tomorrow's stars train today. We specialize in professional baseball instruction and offer group, semi-private, and private lessons taught by experienced instructors and the most realistic hitting experience you'll find, the Pro Batter PX2. The Pro Batter PX2 features a multi-pitch machine with synchronized video display to simulate live Major League quality pitching. To schedule your lesson, call 618-781-8170 or visit GrizzliesBaseballAcademy.com. That's 618-781-8170 or GrizzliesBaseballAcademy.com.
GCS Credit Union offers Kasasa Cash Back, a free checking account that gives you cash back on all of your debit card purchases, not just on gas or groceries or restaurants. There are no points and no category restrictions, just pure cash back. You also get ATM fee refunds nationwide, and there is no minimum balance required to earn rewards. None of that, you must have $5,000 in the account to qualify business. Qualifications and rules apply. See financial institution for details. Member NCUA insured.
Now back to the ballpark on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Tanner Cable into the ball game for the Grizzlies as we go to the top of the 10th. Gateway and Evansville tied at 5. The Otters have 9-1-2 due up. Nick Walker, Brandon Sote, and Josh Allen. Cable, the 6'5", 210-pound rookie right-hander from South Haven, Mississippi, sets and delivers. Righty Walker takes inside for ball 1. Cable is 1-3 with a 3.32 earned run average in 15 games. 30 strikeouts, 29 walks in 24 1/3 innings. Only 11 hits. Walker checks his swing on a slider low, 2 balls and no strikes. Cable has allowed at least 1 earned run in each of his last 2 appearances, in for the first time in 11 days. He sets and the 2-0. Fastball over the outside corner at the knees for strike 1. That was July 3rd against Windy City. He didn't pitch in the Grizzlies' final 4 games before the All-Star break. Off for 4 days then. Now here in the first game back. Fastball bounces in front of the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike on Walker, who has doubled and scored. Fly to center twice and struck out. Five runs on 12 hits, no errors for Evansville. 5 on 7 hits and 1 error for Gateway. Now the pitch. Walker sends a fly ball into right center field. Blake Brown in and to his right. He makes the one-hand catch for the first down. Cable is the 5th pitcher used by the Grizzlies in this game. Both have used 5. Caleb Earls threw an inning, allowed a run on 2 hits, no strikeouts, 2 walks. First time he has not completed a save opportunity this season. And now Cable in 4 extra innings. Our 1 extra inning before the international tiebreaker rule comes into effect, putting a runner at second to start every inning beginning with the 11th. First pitch misses down and in to Brandon Sote, left-hand batting Evansville leadoff man, who's 1 for 5. Strikeout, a fly out to center, a fly out to left. A single and another strikeout. Cable from the belt delivers 1 ball, no strikes. So takes down and in again. That ball goes skipping by to the backstop at the count 2-0. Nobody on, 1 man out at the top of the 10th inning. Josh Allen is on deck. He's had a good game, and then that fearsome group begins. Allen followed by Phillips, Segovia, Schultz, and Gardner. So takes a fastball for a called strike over the outer half, and the count goes to 2-1. Slightly open stance on the left side, only by a few inches. Tanner's pitch on the way. So takes a backdoor cutter that stayed outside. 3-1 the count. They play him significantly to pull in the infield and straight up in the outfield. And the pitch. So chops it softly to second off 3 hops. Hearn grabs it knee high and flips over to first for the second out. 2 men away here in the Evansville 10th inning. 5-5 tie. The Grizzlies will have 3, 4, and 5. Blake Brown, Terry McClure, and Jack Haranek due up in the home half of the 10th. Josh Allen has doubled, driven in a run with a sac fly. Flied out to right, walked, and struck out. Officially 1 for 3. Right-hander on right-hander. Tanner straightens and delivers. Slider over the outside corner for a called strike. Phillips, Segovia, and Schultz to follow for Evansville. The Grizzlies would rather put them off to the 11th and at least give themselves a chance to walk it off in the home half of the 10th. 1 strike pitch. Allen takes a fastball at the knees, 0-2. Trying to make it 5 wins in a row are the Grizzlies. They are on their longest winning streak of the year as it is at 4 games, trying to get Grady. Here's the pitch. Slider in the dirt. Goes skipping away from Lees, but Allen didn't offer regardless. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cable dangles the ball in his right arm, steps off the back of the slab, trying to get on the same page with Brian Lees. Tanner has the Navy socks pulled up just below his knees. Facing the right-hander, Allen. Short but built. He's a big guy. 1-2 pitch on the way. Allen checks his swing on a high fastball and did not go around. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Two and 2 with 2 outs, nobody on. And the pitch. Allen takes low, and it's back to a full count after Cable went out ahead 0-2. Evansville went up 1-0 after 3. Grizzlies took a 4-1 lead after 5. Evansville has tied it twice since then. Here's the pitch. Swing on a liner into center. McClure steps over to his left, but it drops in front of him for a single, and Allen is aboard with 2 outs here in the top of the 10th. Evansville flashed its ability to rally with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. 2 out and nobody on. A double, an intentional walk, and an RBI double tied it for the Otters. They scored 3 in the top of the 8th to make it 4-4. Gateway got a run in the bottom of the inning to go back up, and Evansville tied the ball game once again. So Josh Allen at first base with 2 outs at the top of the 10th. He represents the potential go-ahead run, and Dane Phillips is the batter. 0 for 3, ground out, a strikeout, and a flyout in between walks in the 1st and 9th inning. Big left-handed batter against the righty Cable. Now the pitch. Phillips takes a fastball high and away for ball 1. Alejandro Segovia is on deck. Allen leads from first. Jack Aranek holds him on, but Josh has a pretty big lead. 9 steals leading Evansville this year. 1-0 pitch. Phillips swings and fouls one off on the left side, out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Allen is 9 out of 13 on the base paths this year. His last stolen base came on July 4th against Lake Erie 10 days ago. Grizzlies infield still playing Evansville significantly to pull when left-handed batters come up. Joe McKeithen is almost even with second base. Evan Rogers playing no doubles toward the line at third. Big hole on the left side. The 1-1 delivery. Phillips takes high and away. 2-1 the count. They play Phillips slightly to pull in the outfield as well. Terry McClure over toward right center. 5-5 tie, top of the 10th. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cable straightens, and the pitch. High and away again, 3-1 the count. And this is the fear with Cable in a big spot. He has an electric arm, and he can get people out. Does not give up many hits. But every once in a while, he'll lose track of the strike zone. And free base runners only even more dangerous in extra innings. Grizzlies this year in extras are 2-3. They won their last extra inning game. A walk-off walk. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside, ball 4. Phillips has his 3rd walk. And that moves Allen, the potential go-ahead run, into scoring position with Alejandro Segovia coming up. He's grounded into double plays in the 1st and the 9th. In between, a ground out to short in the 4th, a walk in the 6th, a single and a run in the 8th. Grizzlies pitching coach Richard Barrett is out of the first base dugout. Have a conversation with his right-hander Tanner Cable and catcher Brian Lees. Five runs on 13 hits, no errors for the visiting Otters. They've stranded 12 men in the first 9 innings. 2 on here with 2 outs. For Gateway, 5 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, and 6 men left on base. Righty on righty against Alejandro Segovia. Cable waiting on the sign. He sets at the belt. A look to second. A long look toward Allen. Another one, and he steps off the back of the rubber. Here's the pitch. Fastball over the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Here's the pitch. Segovia takes low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 Otters on here in the top of the 10th in a tie game. Cable trying to get Gateway back into the dugout. Blake Brown, Terry McClure, and Jack Garanik, 3, 4, and 5 in the Grizzlies order due up. What a big final out to get here. 1 ball and 1 strike on Segovia. Cable sets, and the pitch. Segovia swings and fouls 1 back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Segovia takes a slider low and away. Good job to lay off. That was an enticing pitch, especially with 2 strikes. So Allen at second. Phillips at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch. Segovia fouls it back again over the screen. He's hanging in there. John Schultz on deck. He's 2 for 4 with a walk, but a single, a walk, a double, and a couple of runs scored his last 3 trips to the plate, going back to the 6th inning. First base side of the rubber. Tanner has his sign, and the 2-2 again. Segovia swings and lines with a left. Holst goes back, and he reaches up to make the catch. Segovia hit that one right on the screws, but right at Dan Holst. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left for Evansville. We go to the home half of the 10th, a 5-5 tie here on the Grizzlies Media Network.
At ServPro, no home is too big and no question is too small. So when fire or water damage strikes your home or business, call on the cleanup team the insurance industry has trusted for more than 40 years at 1-800-ServPro and ServPro.com. That's where you'll find a team of specialists that's faster to any size disaster. So when the things matter most are on the line, make sure we are too by calling 1-800-ServPro or visiting ServPro.com, helping make fire and water damage like it never happened. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
The renovators know where to put a wall, a window, a room. Most importantly, the renovators know what they want, and that's the most admirable skill of all.
A home equity line of credit from U.S. Bank could help make your house the home you always wanted. Visit a U.S. Bank branch, usbank.com/dreambig, or call 800-209-BANK. U.S. Bank, the power of possible. Some restrictions may apply, subject to credit approval. Mortgage and home equity products offered by U.S. Bank National Association, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
The Grizzlies Baseball Academy at GCS Ballpark is where tomorrow's stars train today. We specialize in professional baseball instruction and offer group, semi-private, and private lessons taught by experienced instructors and the most realistic hitting experience you'll find, the Pro Batter PX2. The Pro Batter PX2 features a multi-pitch machine with synchronized video display to simulate live Major League quality pitching. To schedule your lesson, call 618-781-8170 or visit GrizzliesBaseballAcademy.com. That's 618-781-8170 or GrizzliesBaseballAcademy.com.
You're listening to Gateway Grizzlies Baseball on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Evansville 5, Gateway 5 as we go to the bottom of the 10th inning here on the Grizzlies Media Network. 3, 4, and 5 due up for Gateway. Blake Brown, Terry McClure, and Jack Garanik against Evansville left-hander Keanu Cummings. First pitch, the third, top for Walker, but fields the short hop and throws across for out number 1. Brown retired on 1 pitch. Cummings has set down all 4 Grizzlies he's faced, trying to force us to the 11th inning when the international tiebreaker rule would come into effect. Base runner would start at second base. The advantage for the Grizzlies in the top of the 11th, Alejandro Segovia, perhaps the slowest base runner in the Frontier League, would be out at second for Evansville. Here's the pitch to McClure. He takes over the outside corner for a strike. John Schultz, Jeff Gardner, and Chris Sweeney, the three due up for the Otters, who engineered that two-out rally in the 9th inning to extend us to extra innings. Here's the pitch. Down and in, 1 ball and 1 strike on the right-hand batter, McClure. Flied out, walked and scored. Fly to right, walked and scored again. Officially 0 for 2. Cummings leans in for the side. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out and nobody on. Here's the pitch. McClure takes a changeup in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Five runs on 13 hits, no errors, and 14 left on in 10 innings for Evansville. 5 runs, 7 hits, an error, and 6 left for the Grizzlies. Both teams will be kicking themselves if they lose this game. Here's the 2-1. McClure swings and misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes. For different reasons. Evansville has left a man on in all but 1 inning. 13 for 10 innings. Grizzlies had a 3-run lead through 5 that they took all the way into the 8th inning. Gave up 3 there. Here's the pitch. McClure chops it back toward the mound off a hop. Cummings grabs it. He throws to first. 2 men gone. Then the Grizzlies were up by a run. Evansville had 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the 9th, but a double, an intentional walk, and an RBI double. Tie the ball game up, and here we are, 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th, 1 out away from international tiebreaker. So Evansville has probably outplayed the Grizzlies, but Gateway had the game virtually in hand. Certainly an 80+% win probability, probably well over 90. It is empty, 2 outs, 5-5 in the bottom of the 10th. Down the pitch. Jack Karanik waves and misses. A good changeup from Cummings. You can see why that earned run average is 1.1 this year. And he's appeared in 26 of the Otters' 51 games. Lefty on lefty. Here's the 0-1. Karanik takes low this time. 1 ball and 1 strike. Looks like Tanner Cable will come back out for the 11th if we stretch that far. 1-1 pitch. Karanik chops it foul, back to the screen. 1-2. Sigmund, Reynoso, Earls, and Cable have all been used out of the Gateway bullpen. Mike Elwood is still available. He didn't throw in the All-Star game, so not quite as much availability as some of the Grizzlies' other relievers. Kyle Urich also has not pitched. Here's the 1-2. Karanik lifts 1 foul on the left side. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Jack, who was flying to left, struck out, grounded to second, and popped up to second. 0 for 4. Does have 3 home runs this year. 21 games. Cummings leans in for the sign. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sets and the 1-2 pitch. Karanik takes low and away. 2-2 the count. Now the pitch. Karanik checks his swing and takes low and outside. That didn't miss by much. Full count, 3-2. So Karanik has forced the count full. Cummings sets and he throws. Karanik swings and misses on a high fastball, strike 3. Second strike out for Cummings in 2 scoreless innings without allowing a base runner. We go to the 11th. 5-5 tie here on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Hit a home run with the Gateway Grizzlies MVP debit card. With your GCS Credit Union checking account, you can swipe your Grizzlies MVP debit card at the ballpark and receive 15% off purchases at Izzy's Den. You'll also receive buy 2 get 2 tickets free at the ticket window and 30% off purchases at Izzy's Den on a GCS sponsorship night. The Grizzlies MVP debit card is available exclusively at GCS Credit Union. Membership restrictions apply.
Hi, this is Hall of Famer Carlton Fisk. Make your plans today to visit Cooperstown and the Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum.
There it goes, a long drive. If it stays fair, home run.
Reconnect with your memories of the game and make new memories with your family. Check out baseballhall.org today for more information.
Carlton Fisk had a lot of little boy in him right there, Joe.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, preserving history, honoring excellence, and connecting generations.
At her last birthday party, we had 12 kids and a clown in a 2-bedroom apartment, playing pin the tail on my throw pillows. This year, we have a backyard.
When you're ready to buy a house, a mortgage from U.S. Bank can help make it possible. Visit a U.S. Bank branch, usbank.com/mortgage, or call 855-434-HOME to learn more. U.S. Bank, the power of possible. Mortgage loans subject to credit approval. Interest rates and program terms are subject to change. Deposit and mortgage products are offered by U.S. Bank National Association, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
You're listening to Gateway Grizzlies Baseball on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Alejandro Segovia starts the top of the 11th inning out at second base for Evansville in a 5-5 tie. Back here on the Grizzlies Media Network, the international tiebreaker rule goes into effect here starting in the 11th inning per Frontier League rules. So with 5, 6, and 7 coming up for the Otters, John Schultz, Jeff Gardner, and Chris Sweeney, their cleanup man Alejandro Segovia starts at second. The positive for the Grizzlies is that he's probably as slow as anybody in the league. Right-hander Tanner Cable delivers. Lefty Schultz takes outside for ball 1. With Schultz, Gardner, and Sweeney, a couple of all-stars, and then a man who's 3 for 5 in the ball game with a couple of RBIs coming up, I think Andy McCauley is going to play it straight, no sacrifice bunt, especially because Segovia is no shoo-in to get from second to third, even on a pretty well-placed bunt. Cable sets at the belt, looks to second and delivers. Schultz takes low, 2 balls and no strikes. Schultz has flied to right twice, but since the 6th inning, a single, a walk and a run, then a double and a run. He scored the game-tying run with Evansville down to its final out in the top of the 9th. The Otters had nobody on with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Schultz takes a fastball over the outer half for a strike. But a double, a walk, and a double. The latter of which was a ground rule double, and thank goodness for the Grizzlies, because otherwise Jeff Gardner probably would have scored from first base to give the Otters the lead. As it is 5-5 now in the top of the 11th. 2-1 delivery. Schultz fouls it back off his hands, 2-2. Segovia at second base, nobody out. This is the first time in the Grizzlies extra inning game this year. They're 2-3 in those 5 contests so far that a team has not automatically sacrificed bunt with the first guy to come up and a runner at second base under the international tiebreaker rules. So we're seeing a different look here. 2-2 delivery to Schultz. He takes a fastball high. The count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Gardner to follow is 2 for 4, an RBI double, a run scored. Chris Sweeney is 3 for 5 with a couple of doubles and a pair of RBIs. A fearsome 3 coming up for the Otters. Gateway would have Keaton, Lees, and Rogers 6, 7, and 8. If this, here's the pitch. Fastball outside, ball 4. Schultz walks, 2 on for Evansville with nobody out. Of course, it will go to the bottom of the 11th. That's who the Grizzlies will have up, but the question is what the score line will look like. Jeff Gardner has flied to right, struck out. Since then, a single, a double, a run scored, an RBI, and an intentional walk. First and second for the Otters. Nobody out here in the top of the 11th inning, and the Frontier League's home run leader, Jeff Gardner, at the plate. Left-handed batter, the righty Cable throws. Gardner takes a fastball for a called strike over the outside corner. 5 runs, 13 hits, no errors for Evansville. 14 men left in 10 innings. 5 runs on 7 hits for Gateway, 1 error, and 6 men stranded on base. Cable straightens, sent to the belt, and delivers. Good breaking ball, drops drops in for a strike. The best one Cable has thrown so far in this game. And the count now 0-2 on Gardner. Chris Sweeney is on deck. He will come up barring a triple play. 0-2 pitch. Down low, a ball and 2 strikes. Grizzlies play Gardner to pull. Shortstop McKeithen is keeping to close the second. Straight away, rather shallow, especially McClure in center field, much further in than you would expect on a guy with Gardner's power. From the belt, Cable's 1-2. Swing and a bouncer foul on the first base side. Nice play by Bobby Siegel, the Otters hitting coach in the first base coaching box. That ball caromed off the sidewall down the first base line, and he played it off that initial hop with a lot of spin on it. Had to reach out down and to his left. Still 2 on, still 1 ball and 2 strikes on Gardner. Tied up in the top of the 11th inning. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball lifted into short center field. Second baseman Hearn back. Infield fly rule called, and he makes the 2-hand catch about 20 feet into center field. The runners hold. 1 man out, and now the Grizzlies are a double play ball away from getting out of the inning. Take a look around the rest of the Frontier League, where every other game has finished. Windy City won 7-1 on the road over Washington. With significant in the East. 5-3 on the road in 10 innings over Traverse City. Joliet triumphed 3-2 on the road over Lake Erie. River City 5-1 win on the road over Southern Illinois, and the only home winner so far, Florence 7-6 at UCL Stadium over Normal. Cable's pitch. Chris Sweeney takes a fastball high and tight. 1-0 on the right-hand center fielder. Single, a double, a strikeout, an E6 with an RBI, and then an RBI double to tie the game. Cable looks in for the sign. He sets, and the 1-0 offering. Sweeney checks his swing and takes a fastball over the inside quarter for a strike. 1-1 the count. So Evansville needs to win to stay 2.5 games back of Florence in second place in the West Division. Freedom at 33-19, Otters at 29-21. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Sweeney swings and lifts a high fly ball down the right field line. Might have had home run distance, but it drifts foul. Would have been very close to the short 301-foot foul pole down the field line. Windy City takes over second place over Washington. The Wild Things have lost 4 in a row. The first 3 all at the hands of these Grizzlies. Last Friday through Sunday in Washington before the All-Star break. Wild Things will be back here July 28th through 30th. If the season ended at this moment, Evansville and Windy City would go for the wild card. Cable's 1-2. Sweeney checks his swing on a slider low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schaumburg would win the East and have the top overall seed. Florence would win the West. Then Windy City and Evansville would go as the 2 wild cards. It's the division winners and then the top 2 teams otherwise in the league, regardless of division. So Washington only a game back at home. After that, everybody else below 500, it would appear that we're settling into that as the race. Sweeney takes high, full count. Of course, still 45 to 50 games left, depending on the team, so plenty of time for those things to change, but at the very least, those 5 in the best position right now. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball, again popped up into short center. Second baseman Hearn drifts back. He's under it again. Another infield fly rule and another 2-hand catch. 2 men out. Couple of pop-ups to the second baseman Hearn, who remember is a natural center fielder, so he has excellent range. Very comfortable going back into the outfield and making catches. Chris Rio Pedre now the batter. Here's the pitch. Slider outside. 1-0 on the shortstop, who is flying to right. Grounded to short, flying to right again, singled and flying to right a third time. He likes it out there with Blake Brown. 5-5 tie, top of the 11th. 2 outs, 2 Otters on. And the 1-0 pitch. Penetrates slow, 2-0 count. Nick Walker, number 9 batter for the Otters, is on deck, completing the 6th trip down the Otters lineup card. Six, 7, and 8 due up for Gateway in the bottom of the inning. Joel McKeithen, Brian Lees, and Evan Rogers. Jack Karanik will start at second. Here's the pitch. Swinging a number back over the mound. The second baseman Hearn steps to his right. He grabs it and goes to the bag himself. So Matt Hearn records all 3 outs in a row. No runs, no hits. 1 walk and 2 men left on. Evansville fails to advance the international tiebreaker rule runner past second. Grizzlies will have to contend with a similarly slow of foot Jack Karanik starting the inning at second base when we get back. But as we go to the bottom of the 11th, it's 5-5. Gateway needs a run to walk it off here on the Grizzlies Media Network.
GCS Credit Union offers Kasasa Cash Back, a free checking account that gives you cash back on all of your debit card purchases, not just on gas or groceries or restaurants. There are no points and no category restrictions, just pure cash back. You also get ATM fee refunds nationwide, and there is no minimum balance required to earn rewards. None of that, you must have $5,000 in the account to qualify business. Qualifications and rules apply. See financial institution for details. Member NCUA insured.
Every time you grab an ice-cold 20-ounce Pepsi, you'll find a Pepsi emoji on the side of the bottle. A little design that expresses something fun and unique. Pepsi has literally hundreds of different ones. So while the Pepsi delivers this, the Pepsi emoji delivers this.
Ooh.
So go ahead, crack open a Pepsi. And tell the world how you feel and what you love with Pepsi emojis. Because every Pepsi emoji says something a little different about you. Whether you're a big sports fan, you're into the arts, love summer fun, music concerts, or just walking your dog, Pepsi has you covered with a Pepsi emoji that says it just the right way. Pepsi emojis. Say it with Pepsi.
Now back to the ballpark on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Evansville 5, Gateway 5 as we go to the home half of the 11th inning. International tiebreaker rule in effect. So Jack Karanik, by virtue of having made the last out in the 10th, starts the inning at second base as the potential winning run for the Grizzlies. Joel McKeithen, the batter, he shows bunt. Here's the pitch. He pulls it back and takes inside. Right-hand batting shortstop has struck out, driven in 3 with a double, flying to center, and been intentionally walked. He has 8 doubles and a homer, 9 batted in his first 13 games as a Grizzly, but he'll sack bunt anyway, it looks like. Left-hander Keanu Cummings delivers 1-0. Keithen shows bunt, Otters at it, and missed a changeup down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Cummings is an excellent pitcher. He's retired all 6 Grizzlies he's faced, but has never completed 3 innings in an outing this year. Now he is coming off the All-Star break. He threw 1 inning in the All-Star game. Here's the 1. He's swinging away and he waves and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ground out, strikeout. Ground out, strikeout in the first couple of innings for Cummings. Nobody throwing in the Evansville bullpen down the left field line. Kyle Urich, Grizzlies right-hander, is loosening down the right field line. McKeithen chops one down the third base line, foul. Urich is throwing with Mike Elwood, but it looks like Urich is the one really getting loose. He's out toward the mound and going into a bit of a leg kick, even though he's not throwing off the rubber yet. Leads from second, nobody out, and the 1-2 pitch. McKeithen takes wide, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Joel has hit in 4 straight games, 5 out of 16 with 4 doubles over his last 4 games. 2-2 delivery. Keaton chopped it off his forehand box, took a high hop up and got him. Joel has doubled at least once in each of his last 4 games. Hitting .340 in 13 games with the Grizzlies. 9 of his 15 hits for extra bases. Cummings leans in for the sign. Glove against his right knee. Ball behind his back. The set and the pitch. McKeithen swings and drives one into center field. Sweeney going back. He slows in front of the track. Makes the catch. Horanek tags. Digs for third. The throw is cut off. And Jack is safe at third base. So McKeithen couldn't get the butt down, but at the end does the job with the rocket to center field. And the Grizzlies have the winning run only 90 feet away with 1 out. And Brian Lees is coming up. Lees so far tonight has flied to right, struck out, popped out in foul territory, and driven in a run with a double. He's hit in 8 straight games, 4 for 12 over his last 4. Hitting over 300 in his first 9 games as a Grizzly, 2 doubles, a home run, and 5 RBIs. Going to be a brief delay now as the entire Evansville infield comes in to meet with pitching coach Max Peterson. And the Grizzlies are going to pinch run for Jack Horanek. Brent Sakurai is coming in to run. Not sure what he means for the Grizzlies defense if we go to a 12th inning, but I suppose Phil Warren will deal with it then. Does have new acquisition Ramon Osuna in his first game in uniform for the Grizzlies, who would be available to play first base. Glove on in the dugout, so I suppose he would be the option. Sakurai is the pinch runner at third base. 1 out, 5-5 tie, bottom of the 11th. Infield in for Evansville. Grizzlies looking for their 5th straight win, trying to extend this season-long winning streak. Still have not been beaten in the second half. Left-hander Cummings delivers. He takes a change-up at the belt for a strike. Right-hand batting catcher, trying to be the hero for the Grizzlies. His fellow 2017 Southeast Missouri graduate Dan Holst had the Grizzlies' last walk-off. A walk on June 29th to win it. Here's the pitch. Lee swings and drives a fly ball into deep left field. This will end the ball game. Joel at the track. He makes it. And 1 hops the wall. Sakurai comes in to score. It's a walk-off single for Brian Lees, and that's a 6-5 Gateway winner. Another drive to left for Brian Lees. He's mobbed out near second base. It goes as a single. That ball was absolutely crushed. And the Grizzlies have won 6-5 in 11 innings, their 5th straight victory, and they open the series against Evansville with a win. We'll be back with final thoughts, the final totals, and much more on Grizzlies postgame coming up next. Once again, your final, Gateway 6 and Evansville 5 here on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Budweiser presents an important message about friendship.
You and me, we were made for love. A lifetime is not long enough to show you what you mean to me. Ooh, I'll be waiting here for you when you come home to me.
I'll see you later, buddy.
Budweiser knows your friends are counting on you. So, we want you to remember to make a plan to make it home every time you go out. Do whatever it takes to get home safely. Call a friend, arrange for a cab, or designate a driver. Because friends are waiting.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, I'm back.
This message is brought to you by your friends at Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown is the place where baseball legends live forever. It's where the exciting moments of today stand on the tale of the past. With new experience and artifacts and incredible stories, the Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum is a must-see destination for fans of all ages. Baseball in Cooperstown. Oh my! Plan your visit today. Check out baseballhall.org.
At her last birthday party, we had 12 kids and a clown in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Bank can help make it possible. Visit a U.S. Bank branch, usbank.com/mortgage, or call 855-434-HOME to learn more. U.S. Bank, the power of possible. Mortgage loan subject to credit approval. Interest rates and program terms are subject to change. Deposit mortgage product are offered by U.S. Bank.
Are listening to the Grizzlies postgame show on the Gateway Grizzlies Media Network.
A Gateway walk-off winner tonight, 6-5 over Evansville. The Grizzlies have won 5 in a row. They're new season long. 4 had been, now 5. They've improved to 17-46. Let's get you those final totals for Gateway. 6 runs on 8 hits, 1 error, 6 men left. For Evansville, 5 runs on 13 hits, no errors, and 16 men stranded. Tanner Cable gets the win for the Grizzlies. He improves to 2-3. Keanu Cummings takes the hard luck loss for Evansville without allowing an earned run. He falls to 2-2. There was no save. The game took 3 hours and 43 minutes. Now for our Grizzlies Media Network Player of the Game, here's TJ Weber.
Well, no doubt about it, it's got to be the Grizzlies catcher Brian Lees, who had 2 hits, 2 big RBIs, including the game-winning RBI off the sac fly to left field. So the Grizzlies all the way through lost a couple leads. Maybe you didn't want to lose overall. You get out 13-7, but in the long run, my play of the game for tonight.
Once again, the final totals for the visiting Otters: 5 runs on 13 hits, no errors, and 16 left. For the Grizzlies, 6 runs on 8 hits, 1 error, and 6 men left. Tanner Cable to win, he's 2-3. Keanu Cummings the loss, he's 2-2. There was no save. 3 hours and 43 minutes, your official time of game. 2009. Same time tomorrow night, 7:05 pitch, 6:50 on the air for the Budweiser pregame show. Right-hander against right-hander, Diego Ibarra for Evansville, and Will Landschaft for Gateway. 5th straight win for the Grizzlies. They take the series opener here over Evansville and improve to 17-36. Picking up a game on Southern Illinois, now only 4.5 games back. For DJ Weber, all of the Grizzlies Media Network, Dave Catter saying so long. This has been a presentation of Gateway Grizzlies Baseball on the Grizzlies Media Network.
Gateway Grizzlies Baseball on the Grizzlies Media Network is brought to you by Budweiser, GCS Union, U.S. Bank, and from this game, plus exclusive video content throughout the season. Thanks for listening to Gateway Grizzlies Baseball.